So, how can I explain this? About a year ago, I made this little video about how much of a shit game PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was at the time of making the video, and how Fortnite Battle Royale, a competing minigame in a game made by Epic Games, the creators of the Unreal 4 engine, had made a more superior massively multiplayer online first-person, third-person shooter role-playing open-world competitive survival roguelite game. This was an objective fact at the time, however, because at the time, Fortnite Breakfast Cereal was a more fleshed-out experience with a more competent development team making the game and adding new features every now and then. It was fun, it was enjoyable for the most part, and more importantly, it was free. See, back then in late 2017 when I made that video, PUBG was still in its infant stages and was in early access. Usually, by all logic of the consumer, you wouldn't want to invest money into a game that wasn't finished yet. But looking back at it now, it seems to have thrived from what I call the Minecraft effect. Remember when millions of people were playing Minecraft during its paid beta? I certainly do. It was fucking huge, mate. See, because of the devotion players put into the not finished game, it encouraged Notch to focus on finishing the game more in order to not waste the money and time of the players who bought it prior to release. And the exact same thing happened to Puggy Buggy. This is a factor that I should have taken into account back then, because as of late, PUBG has finally gotten an official release and is more popular than ever. And Fortnite, well... Why? No! See, Fortnite, in my objective opinion, please keep a heavy mental note of that word, objective. Fortnite has tremendously suffered from having added too much too fast, which to me is a big no-no. See, Epic Games added way too much to the game in a short amount of time. It just came off as Epic not being confident in the game, even though they had their blue-haired white slave on Twitch making the game more popular than hotcakes on a Sunday morning.
Do it! Just do it!
Because of that lack of confidence, they threw in everything they had on the plate, which drastically changed the game and the experience I enjoyed, not to mention the many teething issues that followed. And I say that fully aware that PUBG also has teething issues, but they're not necessarily as much of a deal breaker as the colossal fuck-up that is Fortnite. And that is what I am going to discuss. I'm going to explain why, objectively, Fortnite Battle Royale is a bad game, and why PUBG is much better. Now, I could say a lot of things to begin this thesis. I could say that it's a bad game because it's bad, a waste of time, childish. Actually, hold on.
Oh my god!
Yeah, childish. So I'm gonna say it's meant for a prepubescent audience who probably have no clue what a knob job is. Kids, don't ask your parents. And quite frankly, Epic is taking the game into a very weird direction. Remember playing Fortnite before they added the Battle Royale mode? Yeah, me neither. The game was originally designed as a family-friendly fort-building tower defense game where you would gather resources and Minecraft a house, a heavily fortified tower, or Stalin, but that game really didn't sell well. It was both a commercial and critical failure in the eyes of the entire gaming community. Then PUBG came out, and like the pack of disgusting oil-obsessed Americans they are, they capitalized on the Battle Royale trend, making a competitor to the PUBG that was free. It was basically Overwatch versus Paladins, but, you know, Fortnite succeeded, unlike Paladins. But making it free wasn't enough, and Epic needed more money, so they still slapped a price sticker on the original game and made cosmetic items a premium item that can only be obtained by feeding the game absurd amounts of actual, real money for cryptocurrency packages, or by wasting time in the already piece of shit game. And it's that capitalist drive that really takes the fucking piss for me. Because to start, these are the only two ways you can obtain virtual dresses, suits, and hats. Unlike Fortnite, however, PUBG has inaugurated a feature where players are rewarded for finishing a match, and that value of reward is increased depending on what you placed and how many people you killed to get to that position. That same rewarded currency can be spent on loot boxes that give you a range of cosmetic items. It's a system that, in my opinion, works as long as you don't throw power-ups and weapons that will drastically change the game into those loot boxes.
Meow!
However, a better rebuttal to this would be, Fortnite Saves the World already does that. Yes, exactly. Like I mentioned before, for players that have joined your childish cult, they would have to pay for the game and waste their precious time in a game that is complete giraffe shit in order to get your virgin bucks. Am I correct in assuming that's what the V stands for in V-Bucks? V-Bucks, virgin bucks, it's all the same. And even if they don't get the base game, they would have to invest their actual money into V-Bucks packages that are way too pricey for cosmetics that are stupid and creepy and bleh. Now, there has been some talk about the base game that has been renamed Save the World being converted to free-to-play, but those talks started around 4 months ago. In that allotted time, you'd think that shit would have come around by now, wouldn't you? More onto the game part of the scandalous marketing scheme from the freemium mobile app market that is Fortnite bland bullshit. It's exactly that. Bland bullshit. After having played the game for about 2 months, in that span of time, the game added way too much and drastically changed it into a cesspool of numerous bugs and glitches following each update, which somehow always seems to clog every modem connected to the NBN in Australia. I just don't see how it's enjoyable. They turned a Battle Royale title that had as much charm and grit as Overwatch into a child's virtual sandpit. A sandpit of children that forever worships their blue-haired god. It's bleak, confusing at times, and about 99% of the time, tedious and frustrating. And before you accuse me of hating the game because I'm bad at it and I need to get good, I'll fucking tell you what, mate. I'm shit at Cuphead. I'm shit at The Surge. I still enjoy these games. I get a good kick out of them every time I play. But now, every time I play Fortnite, it's like I'm being bombarded with nothing but negative feelings towards this bland, cartoonish hodgepodge of a game. Yes, it's free, but everywhere you turn, the community is so toxic that you will not be accepted by other players unless you don a flashy costume. A flashy costume that I refuse to purchase with all my heart. Thank you very much. You know a community is toxic when people won't even accept you unless you buy these fucking skins. Like it's a ticket into an underage music festival hosted by Lil Tay or some shit. I've seen a lot of gameplay from Call of Duty Black Ops 4's Battle Royale mode they're calling Blackouts on YouTube, and I have to be honest, I'd rather play that than this shit. I mean, Treyarch have already showed promise of making the game a hell of a lot more strategic and tactile as they have completely rid regenerating health in favor of an injectable health kit that diminishes your ability to shoot while healing. They've gotten rid of the campaign, which is probably for the best for the Black Ops series of Call of Duty games. This is probably going to be the first new Call of Duty I will be buying in a long fucking time, considering the direction the previous titles went through. A lot of other YouTubers are saying the same thing, and it appears as though Fortnite's days are numbered. Look, I get it, alright? Children will play anything. I know this because I was one. They'll play this, they'll play this, they'll play this, this, and this. They'll even watch this at some point. But there comes a point where after doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, you want to expand your library of games that are arguably more engaging and emotionally evocative and fun. I don't want to be playing a game that is about as engaging as a boring biopic directed by Michael Bay, where after just 5 seconds of you shooting someone, you both build towers as big as Q1 with a functional elevator and a working Wi-Fi. I don't want that. I want to play something that actually engages me, something that evokes more raw emotion than the Michael Bay movie. And if it's a multiplayer title, I want something that makes me want to share great experiences with my friends than anything else. That's why I love playing Halo 5's multiplayer with my friends, why I love playing The Division with my friends, why I love playing CSGO, Left 4 Dead 2, Borderlands, PUBG, Battlefield, and Overwatch with my friends. Because it's fun! And yes, you can argue that Fortnite is more fun with friends, but you can say the exact same thing about being trapped in a 1942 Nazi concentration camp or being trapped in quicksand, because the games that I mentioned earlier are fun by yourself and provide more sustenance than anything else. Well, besides Halo 5's campaign, to be more specific. And when you play something that is just as engaging in a solo session with your friends, it makes the game infinitely better. In conclusion, I fucking hate this game. It has changed my opinions on how I feel about Puggle Buggle Slayer Grounds, and I would rather have sex with a functioning lawnmower than play Fortnite in my entire life again. Good night, everyone.